Hey guys, this video is going to review some of the exponent rules that we've gone over this chapter. So first problem that I have is x to the third to the fifth power. Okay, now if you're struggling with these ones, I suggest you write it out the long way. So this x to the third means x times x times x. And I need to do that 5 times. So I need to do it, there's 2 times, there's a third time, a 4th time, and a 5th time. Okay, so now if you think, you just look at how many x's I have. There's 15 of those there, so it's really a better way to rewrite that as x to the 15th. Okay, so if you're trying to do it the quick way, then really you just take x to the third to the 5th. Really you just times those exponents. Okay, let's look at another one. So this one has x squared times x to the third, and then it has x to the 5th to the third. Now this power of 3 only goes with the x to the 5th. So if we take a look at these first ones, it's really x times x, because it says x squared. X to the third is x times x times x. And then I have to do x to the 5th, that's 5 x's. I got to do that 3 times. Okay, so I'm just doing it real quick, 3 times. Okay, so now you can see I have quite a bit of x's. Over here, I have 5 of them. So I'm adding these exponents. And then I have 5, 10, 15 more. So it's really x to the 20th. Okay, now a quick way to do this is you need to think, if I'm just multiplying these, if I have x squared and x to the third, really there's 5 of those. And here, I'm taking this to a power, so I had to multiply. That's really the same as x to the 15th. So now I have 15, 3, and 2, which gives me 20, x to the 20th. Okay, let's look at another one. Now this one is to the negative third power. So right away, here's what I would do. I would read, and you can think that there's a 1 underneath here. I would just flip this, so it's written as 1 over all of this stuff up here to the positive third power. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite it, negative 2, x to the third, k to the negative 2, keep everything the same, and now, since I flipped it, now it's to the positive third power. Okay, so now I need to work this out. So I'll keep the 1. Now I need to do the third power to every single thing. So here, I need to do negative 2 to the third power. That means negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Well, if I do that, a negative 2 times a negative 2 is a 4, times another negative 2 is a negative 8. Okay, so I got that part. Now I need to do x to the third power. So I'm doing really, here's x to the third. I got to do that 3 times because it says to the third power. So I end up with 9 x's, x to the 9th. And then here, k to the negative 2 to the third power. Well, you can multiply those, so it's really k to the negative 6th. Okay, now usually when I assign these, we say no negative exponents. So I have to move this, since it's a negative, I just flip it to the other part. So really it's k to the positive 6, I flipped it up to the top, over negative 8, x to the 9th. There's my final answer for this one. It's okay to have a negative 8, I just don't want a negative exponent. Okay, here's another one that kids tend to struggle with. It says negative 3 squared over negative 3 to the third. So I suggest you write it out the long way. Negative 3 squared means negative 3 times negative 3. Negative 3 to the third means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. Okay, now you can just work that out if you want. Negative 3 times negative 3 on the top is a positive 9. On the bottom, a negative times a negative is a positive 9 times a negative 3 is negative 27. Okay, now I just should simplify this. So I know 9 goes into the top, into the bottom. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. And negative 27 divided by 9 is negative 3. So my answer is negative 1/3. Now, I could have done this another way. When I had it written out as negative 3 squared over negative 3 to the third, I can simplify here. Negative 3 divided by negative 3, that's a 1. Negative 3 divided by negative 3, that's a 1. So really I have 1 over negative 3 left. So I got the same answer either way I did it. Let's look at another one like this. So I have all of this to the negative third power. So right away I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to put 1 over all of this to the positive third power. So negative 2 xc squared to the positive third. Okay, so now I can actually work this out. I have 1 over. I need to do negative 2 to the third. That's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Well, negative times a negative is a positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Then it says take x to the third power. Well, that's easy. I just write it as x to the third. And then it says take c squared, take that to the third power. Well, when you do that, you can just multiply your exponents and you get c to the 6th. So here is my answer for this one. It's all the way simplified. All right, one last one here. So we have 2 times all of this squared. So just leave your 2 for now. Okay, now I need to square everything inside here. So 4 squared, that means 4 times 4, which gives me 16. Okay, then I need to do x squared squared, which I can multiply those, so I get x to the 4th. Okay, lastly, I just need to do the k squared, which is k squared. Okay, then I can just times it by 2. Well, you just multiply your normal numbers, so 2 times 16 is 32, and then I still just have x to the 4th, k squared. All right, so that was a little exponent review. If you still need to review this sum, please go back and watch any of the ones that you didn't quite get.